Hey everyone, I'm Hannah Mandala. Thank you so much for tuning in. This video is for anyone wanting to learn how to stretch their posterior chain, so their legs, glutes, and back. As you can see, I'm starting rolling my shoulders forwards and backwards, and then I take a big breath up and come over. From here, I'm doing these weird motions, but I just like that to start feeling out my body. Then I go up into high plank, push back into downward dog, adjust my hands to be shoulder width apart, bring a leg back, and bring forward. I do this a few times to warm up my body, and I've also sped up this entire stretch, so I don't actually go this fast. So when you guys are doing this, just remember to take it slow, be good form, and notice any pain or discomfort that you might be having. Once I'm done there, I come up into high plank, jump forward, and then I feel up my legs a bit and kick back one of my legs. Here I'm just really trying to wake up everything still. I'm not really getting into anything too deep. I love this hamstring stretch where it's one leg back, one leg forward. Once I do that, I come up here and then I'm moving out my body a bit more, just trying to get my legs moving, feeling that out. I put my legs together and then I bring one leg to my chest, one leg extended, and I am going to be doing a hamstring stretch. But before I do that, I like to feel out my leg and do this rotation. And then here, I'm not trying to bring my foot to my head or over my head. What I'm trying to do is bring my leg and my thigh, so the front of my top portion of my leg, to my chest. And then from there, I'm trying to extend with my knee, with the toes up towards my face or over my head. And then I cross that leg over, and I like to call this like a cinnamon bun or like a pretzel stretch. And then I go back into the starting position. I assisted my legs back up, and now I'm rotating my other leg, as you guys can see, just to get at any pinches in the front of my leg or my hip. Once that feels good, then I try to bring my thigh to my chest again. I'm supporting the back of my calf near my ankle and keeping my shoulder blades on the ground. And then if I feel like it, or if you guys feel like it, if you're feeling flexible enough, you can bring your feet forward, and then feel free to extend your knee straight as much as you can. Reminder to never grab hold of your knee. And then I'm crossing my foot over. The pretzel stretch is really good for the bent leg. It's gonna stretch the under portion of the thigh. And then you release, and I come up to the front here, and I bring my legs together for the butterfly stretch. I try to get my ankles as close to my groin area as possible. And then I cross one leg over and I lean onto that thigh. And then I'm using my body weight to like stretch out the top legs, hip and glute. And then sometimes when I'm feeling more flexible, I come forward and I'm laying on my forearms. And then I do the same thing on the other side. When I put my arms forward, it's just a deeper stretch. In addition to the glute and the hip, on the other side of your body, you're gonna feel a stretch in your lower back. And when I'm feeling that stretch in the lower back, that's when I know that I am getting the stretch right. From here, I bring one leg inward and stretch one leg out. And then I bring my hand over my head. Again, it's not a matter of arching my back so my hand will touch my toes. It's a matter of keeping my back in good state. And here, I'm not trying to arch my back and get my head to my thigh. Instead, I'm focusing on just bringing my chest and my belly to my thigh. And then I counter it with that little twist there, come back into the middle for a butterfly stretch and a bit of a rotation. I find that really helps to open up my hips so I can get deeper into stretches, and it just feels really good. So don't be afraid to do these little moves. I know I was nervous to do it when I first started stretching, but there's no need to. And then I come into the other side, and as you can see, I'm more focusing on trying to get my chest down, and in doing that, I always feel a stretch in my lats. This is I mainly feel a stretch in my back and my lats, and I love that because I find it sometimes really difficult to get a good stretch in the back. And I do all of these things just to hit different portions of my back. Then I counter it, And I come up into tabletop here, and then as you can see, I'm just like adjusting, bringing my hips forward, making sure I'm not like sticking out too much or anything. And when I'm up in the high position with my back arched, you can see that I'm rotating a bit. And that is just, again, for all of those little muscles in the back that are hard to stretch. Then I come back into child's pose, getting a good stretch along my lats. And as you can see, I'm moving my hands ever so slightly to one side of the mat and going as far as I can. And from there, you're really gonna feel a stretch down your triceps, the back of your side, the side of your back, and that. And then I inch my way to the center and then to the other side. And as you can see, since this is a whole posterior chain stretch video, you can see that I stretch my legs to either side of the mat, so my knees are now off of the mat. And I'm getting a really good stretch in my groin area. When you come up, make sure you support yourself, inching forward, then up into downward dog as I'm gonna be finishing off this stretch. Jump forward, and here I always like to finish this with my stretches to see how my flexibility has improved. And then I come up slowly, rotate my shoulders a bit, and that is that. So thank you so much, you guys. Please make sure you subscribe. And there I am flexing my muscles because, you know, who doesn't like seeing muscles? Thanks so much, you guys.